Hey folks, let's see. Yep, looks like I'm sharing. Hopefully this is recording properly. I just wanted to do a quick companion video for this assignment. This is our habit for the online course. We want to make sure that everybody is clear on the instructions for these assignments. This is the literature review and identification of data sources assignment. The literature review portion is pretty straightforward as far as this is the intro to any you should think of it as the intro to any peer-reviewed journal article. The section of a published manuscript that talks about what the evidence is around a particular topic. Um, what is sort of known and understood and what questions remain, and then using that to kind of justify the analysis that would follow a description through the methods and results and discussion. You really want to start things off with, what the problem is. We typically try to, be as succinct and direct to the issue as possible in the opening statement, something along the lines of, um, so many tens of thousands of people died in 2025 due to accidental overdose in the United States, right? That's a simple example, and then you want to cite that. So there's an outline here for kind of driving the topic, or I'm sorry, driving the intro or the lit review that you're going to write. Um, if you go online and look at the rubric, all of this should be pretty well in line with that outline there. There's some detail about the font and spacing and so forth. Mendeley is a what do they call it? Reference library software where you can basically, as you find articles, you can pull them down into Mendeley. Um, and then when you go through writing, it'll help you do in-text cite and build a bibliography for you. So it's a very useful tool actually. So I recommend that or some other tool that you like. There's a lot out there. RefWorks, maybe EndNote, I think is one as well. So um, this is the literature review, sort of intro to your work. And then the second part here is the identification of data sources. So you can't, for this course, there's this part of the work is difficult because you have to identify a problem that you're interested in, a public health issue that you're interested in, and be able to access data as a student to do any sort of analysis around it. And so that's difficult to line all that up. So this assignment, we've really sort of tried this in different formats and sequences. So we're putting all of this together because really you have to do it all at once. And we want to be seeing some of these details around your data earlier than later. So we want to make sure that you're on track to get all this done in the semester because it is difficult. It's a big lift. Um, this is basically a kind of procedures manual for how you are identifying your data source. And then really sort of the most important bit for us is, and all of this is important when we're all really laid out. But this section here is where we ask for you to give a lot of detail about the data itself. These are things that are required for you as a scientist to understand if you're going to be working within any data. You don't want to be sort of halfway in on a data set and not fully understand everything about it. So this is an effort for you to, for us to push you to get all that information together. Talk about the process for securing the data, why you chose the data set. And then what we would like for you to do is go online and find an article that utilizes the data set for analysis. and provide the age and gender frequency cited in the article. So you don't need to build or copy paste the table, just write a sentence describing the frequency. So what this is intending for us to see is that you understand the data that you're using, you can see some of the past work, and it's actually like maybe a first step in building your literature review. So you're going to go, the literature review that you write doesn't have to use the data set that you're using. In fact, it won't most likely. But in this case, we just want you to go find something. If you're using, a lot of you are using NHANES, Burfus, that's very common, these publicly available data sets. If you're using something, I believe one or two of you may be using something that you have been, you've generated yourselves or been a part of a team that generated it. This question here may have to be adjusted, so please reach out to me about that. But that is this assignment. It's fairly straightforward, but it is a big lift. So this is due. This is due on February 23rd. Today, as I record this, is February 2nd. You need to sort of get on the ball to get started on that. If you have questions about how to write a literature review, there's some resources here for you. I believe this is recorded by a librarian in Shared Library on campus. A video on individual versus aggregate data, developing a health-related research question, sources and analysis of public health data. So there's a good amount of material here for you to review, to get some guidance as needed, but also reach out to me with any questions. All right, folks, that should get you where you need to go.